afternoon, everyone. This is Dan again with Senior E-Bike Nation. We're going to do a return ride today with a little bit of video. We're out riding and reviewing the Radio Flyer 2.0 step-through e-bike. On your left. Yeah, we're just out doing a normal cruise today. I took it a little bit off-road on the previous video. So this will be a separate video from the one I just finished up on the ride and the drone coverage of the bike as I'm riding in the wooded area. And the description of the bike I did down there by the creek. So if you look for the other video, you'll see that on this Radio Flyer. I wasn't sure what I was going to think about this bike when I first got it, because at the price point of $17.99 plus tax, then I seen the smaller 350 watt hub motor on it, and I was kind of concerned about a little bit. Is it worth $17.99 plus tax? Now that I've ridden this bike for 2 or 3 times, out of a 5, I'm going to give it a 4.85, maybe a 4.9 rating. The only reason I don't give them 5s anyway, but I'd like to see some suspension on this bike at this price point. It does not have suspension, so that is really the only negative thing that I can see on this bike. Radio Flyer has been around for 100 years, if not longer. They used to make them little red little wagons that we used to have as kids, and they still make them. But they got into e-bikes, and they made this bike look nostalgic, like a classic, and I really like that part of it. But yeah, it's a very comfortable bike to ride for sure. But yeah, I've ridden this thing on the trail, on the road, off-road, and the bike rode extremely well. I'm down to now about 59% of the battery, and we've probably come about 7 to 8 miles. I don't think I had the battery completely topped off before I started the ride. But with that said, I'm 225 pounds, and I got another 15 pounds in my backpack, so that's 240 pounds on this bike. So you're going to use a little more battery, and I've been pretty much in pedal assist 3 and 4, and I did a hill climb test in pedal assist 5 with throttle only, so I did use a little battery doing those few things. But other than that, it handled extremely well. And I want to thank Radio Flyer for sending this bike to me to review. I've had a lot of fun reviewing it. I'll be keeping this bike, there's no doubt about it. I wasn't sure how long I was going to keep this, but now that I've ridden it, I've got a Mooncool TK1 trike coming in, which will give me 2 trikes by Mooncool. But I could either ride my Mooncool 350 once I get the TK1 in with my wife. She'll be able to ride that hopefully. Or I'll be riding this bike. Because this bike will only do 20 mile an hour, and the trike she's getting in I think only do 16, so I could either match up with the Mooncool 350 or this cruiser bike and ride with her. I'm really hoping that TK1 I'm going to be able to do that, because I really want her to get out and exercise with me. I'm not sure she's going to let me videotape her. She might, but I doubt it. She's really self-conscious of her weight, of course, and she just doesn't like to be put on film. So anyway, we'll see how that all comes in. How that comes in. I've got the bike supposedly coming in either Monday or Tuesday. They say Monday, but it's probably going to be Tuesday. It always seems to be the second day when they say it was expected by the 21st, but they're going to send it on the 20th, which is Monday. So I'm counting on the 21st. But yeah, this bike is just very comfortable to ride. I feel real good in an upright position on the bike. With the handlebars here, you can actually move them in and out and adjust those, so that'll help you guys with your comfort level of the handlebars, where you're not having to reach so much on the bike. But yeah, I took this bike, I think, downtown and did some city riding on it. Some neighborhood riding, shall we say. And today I wanted to do the trail again and just a little bit off-road. But off-road, the bike handled extremely well. And I've got coverage of that on my drone, so you'll be able to see that. I'm going to put some of that coverage on my first video on the trail, off-road trail. But I might piece it in a little bit on this one too. Show you what that looked like. Again, I still got a little squeal in that front brake. I'm going to spray that with some brake parts cleaner when I get home, and hopefully that'll dry that up a little bit and stop a little bit of that squeaking for me. But the motor is extremely quiet on this bike. Don't have any problem at all with the handling of the bike. Very smooth riding. Other than that squeaky brake. Yeah, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this little ride along with the Radio Flyer today. It seems to be very comfortable. Well, we're going to see if anybody's going to stop on this other side. They probably won't. But the person let me cross the intersection, which was really good. And the problem with that is, if somebody hits their brakes real hard, that person behind them better be watching what they're doing, because they're going to eat the bumper of that car they just hit their brakes. I kind of wish people, instead of just stopping, they would just go and let me clear the intersection when I can. I don't need to cause any accidents by riding these bikes across them intersections. I'm having to grab the brake just every now and then to stop that from squealing. But I'll get that fixed before the next ride. On your left. Quite a few people on the trail today, bikes and runners and people walking. But yeah, other than hearing that squeaking sound on the front brake, as you guys can hear, this bike is awful quiet. Well, you don't have the knobby fat tires on it like my 20-inch or my 26-inch knobby fat tires. You're not hearing that on the road at all. Getting ready to go over some pretty good bumps up here past this bridge. I'm hoping the county will come out and get these bumps fixed where these roots are coming up under the pavement. It's raising it up a little bit in different areas, and can be pretty bumpy, especially without any suspension, which this bike does not have any. But I'm getting ready to come across these series of bumps about right here. I'm just hoping they fix them sooner than later, because they're getting worse instead of better. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed my little ride today. Pointed out quite a few things about the bike for you guys, what I think about it. Again, I wish it would have suspension on it, at this price point especially, but it does not. I may have to set that caliper out just a little bit on that front brake. I'll try the brake cleaner first and see if that stops it, but if not, I may have to adjust them brakes in the front. Maybe if I hit my brakes real hard here. Let's see what this will do as far as stopping that squeaking. As you can see, the bike is stopped extremely quick. Pretty much come to an abrupt stop there. I seem to have quieted it down just a little bit for now. We've come so far 29 miles on this bike on all my rides. That's a total. And so far we've as I mentioned, so far we've come somewhere around 8 to 9 miles on the ride. Battery's down to about 46%, which is about right for coming as far as I've come. I only expect you to get about 20 to 30 miles on a full charge on this bike. We're cruising along about 20 miles an hour. Of course, we just came down a little hill, but again, 20 miles an hour as fast as you're going to go on this bike. You can't change that in the settings that I know of. And really, for being a cruiser e-bike, you don't want to be over 20 miles an hour anyway. Again, that's why it's a Class 2 bike. It does have a throttle. And it's maxed out at 20 miles an hour, so that makes it a Class 2 bike. Again, a Class 1 bike would be no throttle and go 20 miles an hour. Then Class 3 will get up to 28 miles per hour and faster, and have bigger than, say you got a 1,000-watt hub motor on that. That's really not legal for the trails at all. Here in Ohio, you're only allowed to have 750, and I'm sure that remains the same in most states from what I've been reading. Again, these bike companies keep making these things faster and faster. There's going to start being regulations, as we all mention on our channels, that you're not going to see, or you will start seeing regulation with license plates, registration, insurance. You're going to have all that. That will slow down the sale of these bikes for sure. But again, these manufacturers are shooting themselves in the foot by doing that. It's that younger crowd under 50 or so. They want to see fast and fast and faster. And as far as the senior goes, we don't want to see that. We want to see dependability on the bike. We want to see good quality components at a reasonable price, since most of us are on a fixed income. And that we can get range on these bikes. So we're wanting to see that on an e-bike and not all this fast stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. I like to do fast on an e-bike too. I've had them going up to 35, 40 miles an hour, going down hills and things like that. But I'll tell you, it's not a real safe thing to do on any bike, even on a road. And I see so many people not wearing a helmet doing that. That's nuts. That's just waiting for an accident to happen is all that is. It's not a matter of if you're going to fall on your bike, it's when. That's just a fact. You ride these things long enough, you're going to fall. Like it'd rather be collision avoidance or whatever, where you have to really hit your brakes hard. And as we mentioned, sometimes on these bikes, you got to drive not only defensively, you got to ride offensively as well. You got to be able to ditch that bike in a heartbeat if you have to. This is our 2.5 mile marker right here to get back home. This little graffiti building over here, that's your 2.5 mile marker. There again, somebody wanting to stop. They don't realize these other cars are not going to stop coming across this intersection. So I just wait till traffic completely clears and then I'm going to cross. We'll bump it up into pedal assist 5. And that'll max out at 20 miles an hour for sure. But again, you can see how quiet that motor is. Now, I like the seat okay on this bike. A lot of people would want a more comfortable seat, but I'm so used to riding 2,000 and 3,000 miles a year that you got to get them butt muscles built up for this. Because if you have not ridden an e-bike or ridden a bicycle since you was a kid, I don't care what kind of seat you have on the back of that. Cushion or no cushion, fat seat or not fat seat, you're going to feel it for 2 or 3 days on that backside. Now, if I'm going to go out and ride 50 to 75 miles on one day, I'm going to feel it. You're going to want to get off that bike. Even being an e-bike, I mean, I've gone 50 miles pretty easily. I am going to get my Anioki out, and I'll give you guys notification when I do that. I am going to do a 100-mile ride on that bike in one day. The last time I did it in 3 different segments, 30 miles, something apiece. But I'm going to do 100 miles in one day. And that battery on that bike will definitely get me 100 miles. So I'll let you know when that's going to happen. And let me know, you guys, down in the comment section, how many people want to see that? How many people want to see me do 100 miles in one day? And I'll be videotaping most of that the whole way. Now, I will be cutting out some segments of the video because of length on the video itself. I want to try to keep it down under an hour, hour and a half anyway. So let me know how many people out there want to see that 100-mile ride, me being 72 years old. I most certainly should be able to do it without a problem. I'll take some lunch with me and plenty enough beverage, and I'll be good to go. Using a little more battery now. I went to pedal assist 5. I'm down to 38% of the battery. And I'll probably get a total of about 16 miles on the ride. Again, I don't expect to get between 20 and 30 miles on this bike on a full charge. And that they said that's what the battery will do. So pretty much it's right on what their expectations is the manufacturer. That poor squeak's about to drive me crazy. I got to keep hitting the brakes to slow it down a little bit. But I got to get that fixed. I've mentioned that several times on the bike already, but I should have fixed that before I left. You got so many different things going on with these e-bikes. I'm always working on one or riding and reviewing one, and believe it or not, I'm down to 7 e-bikes right now. And then when I get the next trike in next week, I'll be back up to 8, but I did sell 3 of them recently. So I did get rid of some bikes. Stop out here in the middle. Very smooth ride today. Like I said, I did some off-road, was very happy with that. Again, got some drone coverage of that, and you guys can watch that. I'll put that on this video as well as my previous video. What's nice about the Hover Air X1 drone, I can sync it to my Bluetooth on my phone, and the sound quality is really good on it. And the video on the drone is just phenomenal. That little gimbal camera on there is as clear as can be. It shoots in like 2.7. But yeah, I incorporate the drone a little bit as I'm riding on most videos, but there's some rides I don't do that. But right up here at the end of the trail here, that's where I'm going to go ahead and stop the video. Got a nice little ride in coming back home. You guys normally don't get to see this part of the trail too much coming back, but we're going to stop it up here, and then we will see you on the next ride. I'm not sure which bike I'll be riding. I'll be getting another video out on this one will come out probably tomorrow morning, and then I think we'll do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday from there on out. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for riding along with me and watching this video, and ask any questions down in the comment section or anything you want to say. And I want to thank you guys, and share, like, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification. I will see you guys on the next video. Okay, folks, let's talk about this Radio Flyer a little bit here. Some of the features it's got on it. The bike weight is 59 pounds on it. It's got a 350 watt rear hub motor on it, and it'll peak out at 500 watts. It's got Tektro hydraulic brakes on it, which are really good. I need to get this bike or this brake adjusted here on this front here to help that out a little bit, not squealing and making all that noise. It's got a cadence sensor. It's got a Shimano 7-speed shifter cassette, and the battery sits here on the back of the seat post here, and you actually have to take the seat off of this in order to get the battery out of there. Now, I believe this battery is a 48 volt. Let me check it out real quick. It's UL certified, I can tell you that. It's a Class 2 e-bike. The weight on it, limit on it, is 285 pounds that you can carry with the person and any accessories weight on it. It'll go between 20 and 40 miles. And again, it's called the Flyer Cruiser Step Thru 2.0. Now, this is a very comfortable bike to ride. I mean, of all the cruiser bikes that I have reviewed, I really like this one. It's just because it is very comfortable to ride. It's got metal fenders on it. I really like that. And the hand grips are really comfortable up here. It's got a thumb throttle over here on the left. And you got your pedal assist 1 through 5 here. And got your little bell. And your 7-speed shifter over here on the right. And of course, I put the coffee cup holder on there, and I put the additional mirror on here as well. But you can see this with the baskets on it. It's a really, really great looking bike. I carry my backpack in the basket in the back, and it just does really good job. Now, it's got 160 millimeter rotors on it. I do know that one for sure. And get this back out of my app here. And it's got great taillight on it as well. Taillight and brake lights for that matter. I can't really show it to you on this right now, but this lights up very well. It's even lit up in the daytime when you're riding it. And it's got turn signals here on the bottom of the back brake light as well, so I really do like that. It's got a motorcycle style kickstand. I'm fond of that. I kind of like that actually. But I love the how they did the crankset with the chrome on the crank arms themselves, and the pedals are metal. They're very comfortable. And again, I think these are 2.2 wide on the tires. Could be a little bit more, but I'm pretty sure it's 2.2. It's got rigid forks on the front. Again, it does not have suspension on it. But if you're just going to ride this mainly off-road, and I mean, ride it on the trail, ride it on the bike trails, it's really meant for that as far as riding. But yeah, it's a beautiful bike. Love the color of the seat. It's kind of a leather type seat. It's got Flyer on the back of it. And the style of the bike is really done nicely. And I really like this. I'm going to have to step down this hill a little bit. It says, "Time flies, enjoy the ride." And I love this old style, nostalgic look chain guard there. I really like that a lot. It's got this bracket over here for if you dump the bike, it's going to protect that derailleur for you, which you guys know I'm a fan of that. You can either charge this battery on or off the bike. It's got a key over here, and it's also got the port there to charge your bike as well. And I believe it comes with a 2.5 amp charger on it. That's pretty much common on most bikes. As you can see, it's got the great bike rack on it. That's welded into the frame here behind the seat post. I really like that. You've got two areas on this bike that you can mount a water bottle to. The wire management's done very well. It's all done right here and just tucks in down into the down tube frame there. Good headlight on it, I've noticed. So yeah, it's a great little bike. But if you got any questions on this bike, put them down in the comment section for me. I'll see if I can answer them for you. And then let me know what you think about this thing. And if you do order this, if you ordered it from my link in the description box down there, I will send you also a free bike accessory in the lower 48 states. I will not ship to Alaska or Hawaii, but I will send you a little bike accessory thanking you for ordering off my channel. That's how we actually keep the channel growing, and I get very little commission on these bikes. I'm not worried about the commission. I'm just trying to ride a bike that's going to be good for seniors and people with disabilities. This is probably going to be your bike as far as the step-through. The step-through area is probably about 12 inches, maybe 13, which isn't too bad at all. Could be a little more. I have not actually measured that. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. It's a great looking bike. I really enjoy reviewing this thing for you. Again, it's got a double chain ring. Take that back. It does not. It's got a single chain ring, but with the guard on there, that pretty much stops any damage to your chain or your chain coming off. But yeah, this bike, it is built very well. Quality components on it. Again, it's priced at $17.99 plus tax. If you guys are interested in this bike, need to ask you more questions, go ahead and do that. And then, yeah, share and like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I will see you guys on the next video.